It is the 4th week of July, 1863. Strong's brigade has captured the area surrounding Fort Wagner with the help of the Union ironclad fleet. In the process, the Confederate ironclad, the Palmetto State, was sunk, and now the Union sets its sights on Fort Johnson. Meanwhile, in the area of the Stono River, Chatfield's brigade has halted in front of entrenched Confederates. Meanwhile, Davis successfully outflanked a force of rebels that were entrenched. However, Davis will be recalled and his force has to withdraw this week. Howell's brigade remains idle at Folly Island. The Confederates have significant forces on their way. The Union has one military support point left from last week, and this week the Union has the advantage. The Union rolls a 1 and will add 2 more MSPs. The Confederates a 4 and they will add 3. And both sides have 3 MSPs this week. Davis's brigade now must be withdrawn, and it leaves the campaign for good. The only forces that the Union has nearby is Howell's brigade at Folly Island. The Union has taken L5 and destroyed Fort Wagner. In that, the Union has one key objective under its control. Fort Johnson, however, is a different proposition, since Union ironclads would need to advance into Charleston Harbor in order to support the attack. The Union has Stevenson's brigade available in the island's off-map box. And in the next week, the Union and the rebels will receive reinforcements in the form of Foster's and Evans' brigades, respectively. But for now, the Union only has 3 MSPs. The Union will place Howell's brigade in command, and also Stevenson's brigade, currently in the island's off-map box. That spends 2 MSPs, and the Union has only 1 MSP, and you probably ask, how are you going to conduct actions with 2 formations if there's only 1 MSP? Well, with the advantage, the Union can conduct amphibious movement for Stevenson, and the other MSP will be used to move Howell's brigade. So now it's the Confederates' turn to place formations in command. They have 3 MSPs, but they don't have the advantage. The rebels will place Walker's brigade in command, spending 1 MSP, and they have 2 left. And now we proceed to the operations phase. Now to the first Union impulse. The Union activates Stevenson's brigade for amphibious movement, and the Union used its advantage in order to conduct this amphibious movement. So now the advantage passes to the Confederates, who will use it in the next turn. Stevenson appears at S1 in the Stono Inlet, and from there, the brigade moves, using amphibious movement, into R1. From R1, Stevenson enters R2. Now Stevenson is adjacent to the rebels in L11 who are entrenched, and now Stevenson will disembark. And the Union declares an assault on L11. Both Confederate units are at reduced strength. Total modifiers +8 for the Union, +5 for the Confederates. The Union roll is a 3 modified to an 11. The Confederates a 7 modified to a 12. So the Confederates win the fight, and the Union has to absorb 1 casualty point. The Union will satisfy the casualty point by retreating 1 unit into L10. That's the end of the Union First Impulse. Now to the Confederate First Impulse. Confederates will conduct a regroup action with Walker's brigade, and the units at L17 will stay put, while the infantry regiments at L22 are relocated to L17. That's the end of the Confederate First Impulse, and the Confederates have one MSP left. Now we proceed to the second impulse. The Union had placed Howell's brigade in command, and given the failure of Stevenson's attack, Stevenson could be activated once again. However, an attack by Stevenson will have a -1 die roll modifier for being already committed. So Howell is activated for movement, and his brigade moves into L3 and spends its last movement factor to enter L7 to keep an eye on Simonton. That spends the last Union MSP. Now to the second Confederate impulse. And the Confederates activate Walker's brigade once again to construct an entrenchment at L17. And they have much more than the required 4 combat factors needed to construct the entrenchment. And a level 1 entrenchment marker is placed at L17. That's the end of the Confederate second impulse. Both sides ran out of MSPs. That's the end of the operations phase. Now we remove all committed markers from the board. On to the random events table. The roll is a 7, and that's a no event. And that's the end of this 4th week of July turn, which was pretty uneventful with the exception of the failed attack by Stevenson on Confederate forces around the Stono River. Next week we'll see Confederate and Union reinforcements, in addition to the Confederates being able to bring 4 units that are reduced on the map to full strength. So the Confederates are starting to solidify their position, and the Union needs to hurry up. And it seems that the Union Navy will not have any other recourse but to test the Confederate harbor defenses very soon. So stick around for the first August week turn in A Gate of Hell. This is Stuka Joe signing off for now. Thanks for watching.